Okay, welcome to video number 2, year 7. So we're on to question 7. So it says round 3,799 to the nearest 1,000. So we're going to start in the thousands column, which is here, and we've got the number 3. So we can either keep it as a number 3 if the next number along is a 4 or below, or if it's 5 or above, we're going to have to change it to the one above. So the next number is 7, which means I'm going to have to change my 3 up to a 4, and then I just add in the remaining 3 zeros. So my answer there is 4,000. Now the next one says round 713 to the nearest 10. So this time I'm looking in the tens column, which is this one. Okay, I've got a 1 in the tens column. So I'm looking at that number. So then I go to the next number. Now if my next number is 4 or below, which it is, I leave my 1. If it's 5 or above, then I go up to a 2. So here we leave it as a 1 and then just fill in the 0. So my answer here is 710. On to the next one then. So it says express 0.02 as a percentage. Now a percentage is out of 100. So if I've got a decimal and I want to turn it into a percentage, all I've got to do is times it by 100. Okay, so that means I've got to move it forward 2 spaces. So if I move it forward 1 and then 2, all I'm left with is 2.0, but we just have to write 2 and then we can write our percent. So 0.02 as a percentage is 2%. Okay, next one then says express 38% as a fraction in its lowest form. So a percentage is out of 100. So when we write it as a fraction, we just write 38 over 100. Okay, now we've got a fraction, but it's not in its simplest form. So it's an even number, so why don't we divide 38 by 2? So if we divide 38 by 2, we get 19. Now we've got to do the same to the top as the bottom. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. Now, really that's as far as we can go because 19 is a prime number, so we are stuck there. So 19 out of 50 is our final answer. Okay, so next one says find 25% of 180. So 50% just means a half, okay? And half of 50% is 25%. So all we've got to do, first of all, we're going to find 50%. So we're just going to divide this by 2. So 180 divided by 2 equals 90. So now I know that 50% of 180 is £90. Now, conveniently, 25% is half of 50%. So now I can just half this number again. So I can do 90 divided by 2 equals £45. So now I know that that's my answer. So we'll do the same again. So when it says find 25%, it just means half and half again. So to find 50%, we do 48 divided by 2, which equals 24. And then we just halve it again. So 24 divided by 2 equals 12. So our answer is £12. Okay, on to the next one then. It says complete using our signs here. So remember the big N, so like a crocodile, it eats the bigger number. So which one of these is a bigger number? So we've got 180,120, or we've got 180,220. So often if you say them, that helps you know which one's bigger. Okay, so for the columns, we can see that our 100,000s, our 10,000s and our thousands columns are all the same. It's only when we get to the hundreds column that we've got a difference, and therefore we know that this one is bigger because it's a bigger number in the hundreds column. Okay, on to the next one then. So our 100,000s column is the same on both. So is our 10,000 column. Oh, and so is our 1,000 column. Oh, no, but it's our hundreds column again. So if we read them out, we've got 665,420, or we've got 665,620. So again, it was our hundreds column that was bigger. So therefore, our crocodile goes that way. Okay, on to the next one then, a little bit of substitution. So it says work out the value of C minus 5 when C equals 9. So I've just got to put my 9 where C is because I know that that's the value of it. So I would do 9 because that's what C is, minus 5, and that equals 4. So that's my final answer there. Next one then says, work out the value of a plus 9 when a equals 2. So I'm just going to pop that in. So a equals 2 and then add 9. So that equals 11. Perfect. So on to the next one then. So the next one says 7,200 divided by 80. So here, that looks like a really kind of complicated sum, doesn't it? However, what we're going to do, we're going to make it nice and easy. Okay, so we are going to just take our 72 and we're going to take our 8. Okay, so 72 divided by 8. 72 divided by 8 is 9. Okay, and then all I've got to do is add another 0 because I only divided it by 8 instead of 80. So is our answer there, is the number 90. So again, this one looks super confusing because it says 360,000 divided by 900. But I'm going to take the numbers I know. So I'm going to do 36 divided by 9, which equals 4. But then I missed out my 2 zeros here. So I'm going to add those in. And there we've got our answer of 400. Okay, so the last one, it says express as an improper fraction. Now we're more used to doing these the other way round, but we can do this as well. So this time we've just got to times this number by the number on the bottom and then add the number on the top. So we would do 2 times 5 is 10 and then add the 4. So 14 over 5 would be our answer. So we can try again for this one. So we times this number by this number and then add this number. So 1 times 4 is 4, add 1 is 5. So 5 over 4 would be our final answer there. Okay, so those are your 20 questions. Hopefully you marked yourself out of 20 and you did really well. Make sure you've corrected any that you didn't get quite right on the way, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Your next maths work will be set on Monday.